Imagine waking in ancient Thebes. The sun, a golden disk, climbs over the eastern hills. It warms the mud brick houses and the grand stone temples. But this is no ordinary day. A special energy fills the air. It is the beginning of the festival of the beautiful valley. This is a time of incredible joy and deep reverence. People leave their daily work behind. They put on their finest white linen clothes. The streets buzz with excitement and anticipation. Children laugh and run while their parents prepare offerings of food and flowers. The entire city seems to hold its breath, waiting for the great celebration to start. The smells of the festival are everywhere. The sweet scent of lotus blossoms mixes with fragrant incense smoke. It drifts from household shrines and temple gateways. Bakers are busy in their kitchens making special bread and cakes for the feasts to come. It's a sensory explosion. Music is also a vital part of the atmosphere. The sound of harps, lutes, and sistra, a type of rattle, echoes through the alleyways. People gather in groups, singing hymns and sharing stories. This festival is not a quiet, solemn affair. It is a vibrant, noisy, and wonderfully human celebration of life, death, and the connections that bind them together. Everywhere you look, you see beauty and preparation. Women wear elaborate wigs and decorate their eyes with kohl. They adorn themselves with necklaces made of faience beads and carnelian stones. Men carry garlands of fresh flowers to offer to the gods and their loved ones. The markets are overflowing with goods. There are baskets filled with dates, figs, and pomegranates. There are jars of beer and wine, essential for the coming celebrations. The entire community comes together, united by a shared purpose, to honor the gods and remember the ancestors who came before them. It is a time for everyone, rich and poor alike, to feel part of something much larger than themselves. This festival is deeply rooted in the Egyptian understanding of the world. For them, life did not end with death. The afterlife was a real place, a continuation of existence. The festival of the beautiful valley was a bridge between these two worlds. It was a precious opportunity for the living to connect with the dead. They could share a meal, offer gifts, and feel the presence of their ancestors. This wasn't a sad or mournful occasion. It was a joyful reunion, a confirmation that family bonds were eternal, and that death was not an ending, but simply a different stage of a long journey. The heart of the festival is a magnificent procession. It all begins at the colossal temple of Karnak, on the east bank of the Nile. This is the home of the great god Amun-Ra, king of the gods. His sacred statue, usually hidden away in the darkest part of the temple, is brought out into the sunlight. This is a rare and powerful moment. The statue is not just a symbol. For the Egyptians, it is the living presence of the god himself. It is placed within a beautiful model boat called a bark. This bark is decorated with gold and precious stones, gleaming under the Egyptian sun. It is a truly breathtaking sight. A great crowd gathers to witness the spectacle. Priests in leopard skin robes chant ancient hymns. They swing censers, releasing clouds of sweet-smelling incense into the air. Soldiers and standard-bearers march in perfect formation, their banners fluttering in the gentle breeze. The air is filled with the sound of trumpets and the rhythmic beat of drums. The priests carefully lift the sacred bark onto their shoulders. They begin the slow, solemn journey from the temple towards the river. People line the route, hoping to catch a glimpse of the god. They fall to their knees in prayer, asking for blessings and guidance. It is a moment of profound religious connection for the whole community. The procession reaches the banks of the mighty Nile. Here, the model bark is placed onto a larger real vessel called the Userhat. This magnificent ship is like a floating temple, its sails billowing. Amun is not traveling alone. His wife, the goddess Mut, and their son, the moon god Khonsu, join him in their own sacred barks. Together, the divine family sets sail across the river. The water is crowded with smaller boats filled with worshippers. They follow the gods, singing and clapping. The journey across the Nile is a symbolic one, representing the passage from the land of the living, the east bank, to the land of the dead, the west bank. As Amun's ship crosses the river, a great cheer erupts from the crowds waiting on the western side. This is the Theban necropolis, the city of the dead. It is a vast landscape of royal tombs and temples, including the famous Valley of the Kings. The arrival of the god brings a divine energy to this sacred place. The purpose of his journey is to visit the mortuary temples of the pharaohs who came before. He is renewing their divine power and ensuring their continued existence in the afterlife. The procession shows that even the gods honor their ancestors, setting a powerful example for the ordinary people of Thebes. While Amun visits the royal temples, the people of Thebes begin their own, more personal pilgrimages. They make their way to the tombs of their own families nestled in the hills of the West Bank. These tombs were not just burial places, they were houses of eternity. They often had a small chapel or offering area at the entrance designed specifically for this kind of visit. Families would spend the whole day here. They would clean the tomb entrance, sweep away the desert sand, and decorate the area with fresh flowers and green reeds. It was an act of love and remembrance, making the place beautiful for their departed relatives. The most important part of the visit is the offering. Families bring baskets laden with food and drink. They lay out a feast on offering tables or mats placed before the tomb's entrance. This meal includes bread, roasted meat, vegetables, fruit, and jars of beer and wine. These are the same kinds of food the family would enjoy at a celebration at home. They believe that the spirits of their ancestors, their ox, can partake in the spiritual essence of the food. By making these offerings, the living are nourishing the dead, ensuring their comfort and happiness in the afterlife. It is a vital duty, a way of caring for family members who are no longer physically present. After the offerings are made, the living family members share their own feast. They sit together near the tomb, eating, drinking, and talking. It is a strange and beautiful picnic, a party held at the doorway between worlds. They tell stories about the people buried within, keeping their memories alive. They might sing songs the deceased once loved or play games they once enjoyed. This is not a somber affair, it is filled with laughter and conversation. For the Egyptians, their ancestors are not gone, they are simply invisible. This shared meal is a way to bridge that gap, to feel close to them once more in a very real and tangible way. This tradition shows the incredible strength of Egyptian family ties. The family unit was the core of their society, and that bond was believed to transcend death itself. By sharing this meal, they are reaffirming their connection. They are showing their ancestors that they have not been forgotten. In return, they believe their ancestors will offer them protection and good fortune from the afterlife. The festival is therefore a two-way exchange of love and care. It is a beautiful expression of the idea that a family remains a family, forever united by love, memory, and shared ritual. The Festival of the Beautiful Valley was more than just a single event. It was the glue that held Theban society together. It masterfully combined grand state religion with intimate family traditions. On one hand, you had the magnificent public spectacle of the god Amun's procession. This demonstrated the power of the pharaoh and the priests, uniting the entire city in shared worship of their most important god. It was a display of civic pride and religious devotion on a massive scale. It reminded everyone of the divine order that governed their world and their place within it. On the other hand, the festival was deeply personal. It gave every family a special time to focus on their own history and their own loved ones. The private rituals at the family tombs were just as important as the public procession. This combination was the festival's true genius. It allowed people to feel connected to the great cosmic drama of the gods while also tending to the personal, human need to remember and honor their ancestors. Religion wasn't something distant and abstract, it was woven into the fabric of family life, made real through shared meals and loving acts of remembrance. This annual reunion between the living and the dead reinforced the core beliefs of Egyptian civilization. It made the concept of the afterlife tangible. By feasting with their ancestors, people were acting out their belief that death was not a final end. This brought immense comfort and reduced the fear of dying. It gave life a sense of continuity, a feeling that one was part of an unbroken chain stretching from the distant past into the eternal future. The festival was a joyful affirmation of life and a powerful statement of faith in eternity. It was a source of spiritual strength for the entire community. The echoes of the Festival of the Beautiful Valley still resonate today. It teaches us about the universal human desire to connect with our past and to honor those who came before us. The incredible tombs and temples on the west bank of Thebes, now Luxor, stand as silent witnesses to these vibrant celebrations. When we walk through the Theban necropolis, we are walking on sacred ground, a landscape that was once filled with music, laughter, and families feasting with their ancestors. The festival shows us an ancient world where the boundary between life and death was wonderfully thin, and where love was believed to be strong enough to cross it.